and I tested negative.
Nice.
And I was like, when I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh, maybe I can get somebody to bring me a pizza after the tournament's over. I was like, I want something. I want some
bump
kind of
this
souvenir.
tournament. I just want the tournament pizza.
And I want a match. And we're going to get one right here. I'm Benji is the tag, so I'd be shocked if that's not Benji.
Nope, it's Sin and Clue.
It's Sin and Clue again. Wow. No, it's Mac and DoritoBandito. With DoritoBandito being the Mario. So interesting that this is the matchup that we're getting, because I feel like these are both characters that in most matchups that they play against struggle in the same ways and succeed in the same ways.
Yeah, I could kind of see that. Normally they're very heavy hitters up close when they get their thing going, but if they don't get to, you know, then you see the proficiency of the stubby normals.
Now,
Okay.
DoritoBandito, I mean, having trouble breaking open the Ness, and that's one of the tough things for Mario in this matchup especially, is that it's just hard to get anywhere near Ness. It's hard to do that as most characters, but especially if you're slower than him, it's so tough to stay up close to him, and Mac doing a great job of keeping him out. What's
crazy is that these characters are so very similar in the way that they work, but Ness is obviously the harder hitter when it comes to single hits. You know, Mario does have a little bit of that flair, a little bit of that spice, but more of it coming from the combos, more of the strings. While Ness has that, it's always going to be a harder hit. And Ness still has good combos too, and I think that's the problem that we're seeing so far, is that DoritoBandito hasn't been doing like the crazy combo strings. I mean, at 105, right, you've got some confirms that you'll be able to find, whether it's off of an up air, off of a fireball or something, but it's just been like you said, the very consistent hard hits that outrange Mario when you're playing Ness. Right. And you're already playing two stubby characters, so if you outrange out of the both of you being stubby, just like that. I got some range on that F smash. Mario, that thing is very dangerous. So DoritoBandito still in it. And that's exactly what I want to see right there. Keep that pressure on the platform. Maybe a little bit too much of that, right, where I'd like to see if the Ness is standing on the platform, Shark under with an up air first. But who can argue with results right now? This is a great comeback from DoritoBandito so far. Right, these percentages are starting to get kind of close. Okay, one thing that I've seen Marios do a lot more lately, which is funny because we haven't seen a lot of Marios lately in the current meta, but I remember especially when I was watching Yumu back at Riptide, Marios are using Flood a lot more just to disrupt the pace of their opponent. And I think that's real smart. And especially against Ness. Yeah. Honestly, I think that's real smart against any character who's going to outrange you in the normals. You know what I'm saying? That happens a lot to Mario. Exactly. So, woo, out of shield, you know what's going to happen. Yeah. I think that Dorito has done a really good job of like recognizing, okay, Mac's playing on like pace 1, right? Where a lot of the times there's not a lot of like waiting for me to do something. It's I want to throw a move out immediately once I have the frames to do it. And that's exactly when we saw that down smash come out. Yeah. So if Mac can make that change, or if DoritoBandito continues to punish that, that's kind of going to be the way that I foresee this game 1 ending. I was almost wrong. Now, I will say, even though Dorito is making great decisions as far as some of these strings and some of these pacings, I do see that it might be a little wild. You know, a lot more movement than might be necessary. It might land him in a bad spot versus Mac. You would hate to see that happen. Yeah, I think that what we see from a lot of successful Marios is like small movements, right? Very micro, not always full sending in one direction. Could be a big opportunity, but I like the patience a lot more than going for something huge there. Forcing the air dodge, but no punish quite yet, and he is chasing after him. And now Matt coming out on the... Oh, that forward air. That was so close. If that had connected, I think that would have been game. Yeah. But now it's, I mean, one hit away from either of them. Mac is hunting for the back throw, but it'll actually be Dorito catching the landing. And it's, as I said, kind of a lot of the big hits in that game were determined by having a good read on timing and where they were going to land. And there wasn't a whole lot of mix-up on either two of the parties. But at the end of the day, if you get the big hit that closes out the stock, that's kind of the more important part. And Dorito is a little bit better at doing that. See, they kind of traded those like interactions actually. Like they died earlier because they got hit by the back air, the Ness back air, and that's going to outrange a lot of what Mario has and in terms of, you know, knockback and reach, but then died for the back air because of the one move Mario has with the knockback and the reach is F smash. Yeah. So very interesting to watch these two interact and the RPS that's being played. Mac's going to have another chance because he was in that game, you know, very closely. I mean, it was a very close finish, and Mac even had the lead
at the start of it. It was just like that. I think Dorito made a pretty decent adaptation to the pace of the game right there.
Right.
And Hollow Bastion for Game 2. Now, I want to talk about this counter pick specifically because it's so volatile in this matchup for Ness, where if you put Mario in the corner, your pressure on him is going to be insane. It's going to be really hard for him to get up close to you when you are able to leverage stuff like PK Fire and your aerials near this platform. But when you're on top of the platform like this, when both of them are fighting for that center stage, Mario's got a big advantage over Ness.
It's hell. It's actually a different dimension and not where you live either. Another one, no, good angle on the PK Thunder.
Yeah,
and now velocity. This is Mac's opportunity to answer back. Look at how much damage he took just for being on that platform.
Oh my God, they're both swinging in more ways than one. Ness at the bat. Now an opportunity, but we haven't seen, no, this is something that Ness normally much better at is closing out those edge guards, whereas Dorito, we saw that in Game 1 actually once, and it was trying to catch Mac just on that like sort of tempo 1 gameplay.
Oh, right, right.
And it just happened to work out this time because he had a good read on the positioning again. But yeah, I think that the edge guarding from Mac is what needs to be much better. Like, you've got really good corner pressure on the stage. Got to put the Mario over there and get him off stage.
Yes, for sure. And you've got to do it quick. And once you get in that position, you've got to lock down your advantage, and you've got to make something very, very monumental out of it. Because as you can see, even though he ate that back air, Dorito is not stopping.
Yeah,
they haven't slowed down. They haven't altered their game. They've only turned it up.
103 and, you know, had the advantage on the ledge trap and gets to do it again.
Bye!
Yep, did not make
but
the
he paid for it full price.
Was not ready to make that recovery, so honestly, bad trade for Dorito there, where the idea was right.
Very.
Right, but you can't lose your double jump so easily. But now, Flood into trying for the forward air. I figured that's what was going to happen, but I can respect the attempt.
Mac with these rising aerials, honestly, I think might be a detriment to their game plan.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, Mario has a lot of anti-airs and air-to-airs at his disposal, but Dorito has specifically been doing such a good job of denying that aerial approach, and being able to make that grounded approach can be very important, but Mac just closes it with the up air.
Yes, I like that. I mean, we were just talking about the rising aerials, but if you're in a juggle position, why not go for it? Pull the trigger.
Normally I would be more critical of going up deep for juggles.
Right.
Traditional juggling philosophy is that, okay, you want to stay close to the ground so that you can catch any of your opponent's options.
Right.
But in that position, I think that we saw, for one, I mean, if you connect the up air, you win, so it's a risk worth taking. But number two, we saw a lot of the same landing options from Dorito, and Mac was able to scout that out.
I just only hope that it doesn't become something Dorito catches these rising aerials, you know, and that just really becomes the peak of the game plan.
Well, we'll see. It's a quick one.
Game plan right there. God, 5 knuckles to the face.
Oh, my God, the 5-finger discount. Man,
I'll pay for that.
Disposed of that first stock quickly, and it's up to Mac to not let that get to him, because he still got some merit to your gameplay on Small Battlefield, but getting aggressive in the corner, I mean, it's something that we've needed to see. Maybe this was the wake-up slap you needed. Ooh! Maybe
Stole
it was
the jump.
what you needed.
Yeah, what does he need?
Maybe you need somebody to knock you a good one. Knock some sense into you. Now Mac just getting right back to center stage. I love that. Not even saying, all right, I don't really get much out of putting the Mario in the corner at these very early percents. I'd rather sit in center, force him to try to approach me, and then, you know, maybe I can anti-air. Air to air, but okay, good DI in. Okay.
Yo, there are buttons being pressed.
I know that was supposed to be
God.
a drop through, probably back air or something, but, you know, if it had.
Okay, what happened last time you tried that, Dorito? Pay attention. I mean, I'm here for it, but
just make sure you make it back. That's
right.
all.
You've got the percent lead.
Oh my! He
That was very
tried
close.
to do it from the opposite side too. He's like, I'm in danger. You're in danger. Ooh! Okay. We haven't seen a lot of chasing the fireball because Ness can, you know, kind of elucidate against that with the down B with the magnet, but finally able to get the connection. Yo, catcher's interference. That's not allowed. He's awarded a free base. You can't interrupt him in the middle
He
of
was
the swing.
mid-swing.
Oh, he
done.
has to
He's
up B.
done.
He's done. He's actually done.
Infinito Papito.
Oh my gosh.
DoritoBandito. Let's go.
What a triumph for DoritoBandito. I mean, especially after the way that game 2 ended. Could just, you know, I kind of said that Mac maybe had the fire lit under him, but
Yeah.
Dorito
No, after
came
that
back with a
first stock.
vengeance.
Yeah, and he made it known immediately, too.
Yeah.